there. No, it's Trulux coming in out of nowhere on the backside. 1 HP. Can he make it? No! Bevies! Scissors does go down the rock, but they end up winning the game. What a performance to bring height to them and take that game 1.
That was unbelievable. I don't even know what I just saw towards the end there. Pablo Ingo and Bevies with a very, very late height take. The kind of take they can only make because of the slurps they have, Shayo. All those slurps allow them to play in the zone, take height off of Axos and Robin, who did not see it coming at all. And even with a bit of adversity, I don't know where that rock came from, they still make the win happen.
Oh man, Bevies looks shaken kind of a little bit towards the end, but he's like, I still gotta pump, I still gotta go, right? And he makes it happen. Trulux almost there, secures that second, but the way these guys won this game, fury and finesse, that was amazing.
Look, the big thing for that team is consistency. Can they win off spawn again and get a chance to run it back just like that game? It's not a guarantee, but we still have so many games to left to see. Let's send it back to Ian to break down game 1.
Levin, Shayo, thank you very much. Pablo and Bevy kick things off in monumental fashion. Bit of a crazy end game, but that's what we're here for, right? We love to see it.
Now, in that crazy end game, definitely heavily credited towards their crazy start because, again, it was winning out that initial contested off their drop against Skyden and Shakos, but the early battle as well against Thomas and Malabuka, that initial elimination onto Thomas and Mali set them in such a great spot because they were max mats and they had so many heals to go through the rest of the game.
Yeah, they just gave them a little bit of fire in their belly once they got those eliminations. They were like, yeah, we've taken out some of the favorites in the lobby. Why don't we just become the favorites?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about building blocks to success, taking out some of the favorites, starting as strong as they did, and racking up, I think it was 9 eliminations. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, really great stuff from this duo. And of course, this is what we like to see. This is what Levin alluded to right there at the end. They actually use these slurps to actually enable themselves to take that high ground. We saw Axos and Roban expending so many materials up on high, which just they run out of steam. They couldn't get enough refreshes, which is different to what we've seen from them this season. We've seen them very, very proficient on high ground. So for Pablo and Wigo and Bevies to take that at that stage is so difficult to do. But because they have those slurps, they could do it.
Exactly, and it would have also made a pretty big difference had Trulux actually had any sustain of his own. Bevy still had a decent amount to work with in terms of heals department, but that initial awareness to even take out Axforce and Robin when they were trying to plan height, to apply some pressure from the secondary height, that was just really well played by those two.
Can I say I love that kinetic rock play at the end where the rock just comes flying through all the
Who
builds? Like,
sent
where
it?
did that come from? I don't actually know.
It's on a mission.
It was.
Well, just like that, we're going to make this pop up out of nowhere. Where did it come from? The leaderboard is coming, and here it is. Obviously, it's early days, guys. We can't get too excited about it, but you know the saying, start as you mean to finish, and Bevies and Pablo have started perfectly.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of start that you would want to see from Pablo and Bevies, but they're not the only team looking to get things going on the right foot. I mean, Seti, Cammy, you can never really count these guys out, and it's almost tradition at this point to see them in the top 10 after game 1.
Yeah, we saw them fighting towards the beginning of that end game, and they were trying to pick up as many refreshes as possible because they didn't quite have it. Of course, the zone did pull towards their sort of drop spot area, so they couldn't quite have, they'll take advantage of those teams that were rotating because everyone's sort of rotating to them. And you can see right here, they didn't quite have enough materials. They were trying to look for some refreshes, but they made it into the later stages of the game. Not the best start for this duo, but with Malabuka and Thomas HD going down early, I'm sure they'd be pretty happy.
And definitely a decent solo clutch out of Seti there as well. But even when Seti had Cammy by his side, some of those earlier clips that we saw applying pressure onto 2 separate areas in the low ground, that's just something that comes with experience. And also their positioning, they were able to move a lot of times into the center of those later zones, which put them in a great spot just to try and clear out the mid and low ground layers.
I'm sure that they'll be thinking that they'll be anywhere.
gonna get this cash. These guys are looking strong.
So they just got a combat cache, but when they started the game, right off the drop, they secured a capture point. And with recent changes, if you have both players capturing the point, you capture the last point. Right off the battle bus. And just like Voxy and his duo partner here that did the same in Brutal Bastion, but you not only get loot from the capture point, you also scan the surroundings.
Love to see it. Love to have control. And to go back to that point, yeah, Pablo Wingu Bevies with the height take. The most interesting thing that I saw out of that is they didn't even build for it. That was just bullets. They got a height take without even building for height. The power and pressure of just the shots and what they choose to shoot is just huge off that first game. Teddy Kemi, we're in that one in the same layer kind of them, but they didn't get as far in the game. Were they 4th, 3rd?
No, they ended up just not going for height because...
Will Pink come back to life? That's what people are talking about,
Will he?
The chosen one.
The chosen one, wow. I told you, it's my favorite show, Game of Zones. So
yeah.
It's back in full force. Lots of plays being made here in the Storm, which isn't to be surprised, really. A lot of players are going to play around the rift points, right? They want to fight for those. These players here in the Storm in mud as well is not really a surprise, right? Using that to get into the safe zone when they can.
Can take his time still, though. Not going to be too high of a tick. Rashoki's just checking him a little bit, then moving back. Not a joke of a team to be played with. House Tripper in this position, it's off of just clean shots like this.
Nice.
Jeanette. Didn't expect that one. Hardy will be up top, but oh, give it a second. Pablo Wingu Bevies aren't here just to see the island. They want to have some fun.
Yeah, but they've came a second too late because Tropic might have already claimed it. I think the big thing with a team like them that has so many slurps, right, from playing over towards the secluded spy is that they really can strut their stuff in fight for their island, right? Because if you know they are up there, you know they have like 8 slurps. Like, I'm not fighting a team of 8 slurps. I'm not doing it. I'm leaving. Like, if I see they have 8 slurps, I am gone.